Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses, gang, and this is the Trikāya Psychology Pimp Psychology Therapist Analysis Pimp Johnny Dollar Review Reaction. Yeah! We already did part one, obviously, of course. I'm at 17 minutes and 16 seconds. I got 17 minutes and 16 more seconds it is, and I'm just gonna jump right into it, man. I'm gonna forward a lot of some, and I'm gonna just give a reaction. Yeah, let's get it.
The way he described that was extremely prideful, but quite sad in the sense that he's very proud of, I make my own money, I have a limousine company, I have my own money, but he's only been able to have his own money and his own business because of all the women that have gone out and prostitute themselves. He's not really done anything. It's not,
Okay, like I already stated, I'm gonna open it up. I'm not a pimp. I've never been a pimp, and I never wanted to be a pimp in my adult life. Right? I don't condone anybody breaking the law. But the fact that I have a lot of information about these types of situations, I do want to give correction. I don't want to encourage anybody to do anything illegal or legal when it comes to this type of situation because it's a very dangerous game to play. I don't hate or dislike Miss Trick for, for this video. She just doesn't have the information. She's looking at it from a square standpoint, and square just means a non-criminal, somebody who's not in the street. She's looking at it from what she's learned through the media, her parents, possibly her culture, possibly mentors, you know, her society, right? But she's saying the pimp does nothing. These women gain nothing. Just love, or just good words, just pretty words. The fact of the matter is, this guy, he said that he is a pimp and he owns his home limousine company, right? Her question was, well, what do the women get from these limousine companies, from him owning his own business? How come they don't get anything? They're being extorted. They're they're victims. Look, at the end of the day, these women are getting game. They're getting information. They're getting the same thing that the doctor that you just got a mammogram from got from his teacher. Just like the teacher who taught you what you need to know to be a cold ass psychologist like you are. The same thing that you know you paid for like a hoe. I'm not saying it was a pimp and hoe situation because your teacher was 9 times out of 10 not a pimp. But it's a pimping type situation. It's kind of pimpish for this man or woman to have gone through all these obstacles, ups and downs to learn this information and give it to you for a fee. It wasn't free game, it was fee game. It wasn't free knowledge, it was fee knowledge. You had to pay for it. Just like everybody else, just like this prostitute. And your teacher has probably real estate, might have a business, might have a side hustle. What do you gain from your teacher having businesses and real estate and side hustles? What do you gain? You gained the fact that your teacher has less economic situations that they have to deal with because they have businesses to sustain them. So they don't have to worry about their lights getting cut off or their bills being short or their rent, having to be pushed back. They don't have the stress of that. You have the reassurance that, oh, damn, my teacher's possibly a millionaire. They don't actually need me. They're doing this because they love the game. They love their job. They love the knowledge that they acquired. They put too much energy and they put too much energy and time to go and just not give it to somebody. They authentically love what they do and they want to give it to you. Doesn't that feel good to know that you have a teacher that doesn't need you? They just want to give you their energy and their time and their knowledge because they actually love what you do, what you're going to do. They love themselves and they love the subject so much they don't have to work ever again, but they still do it for you. That's what they benefit.
How can anyone feel good about themselves truly and of what they've accomplished if they've just used other people? It's not really a business worth being proud of. You're proud of something if you've actually grinded for something, if you've really worked hard for something yourself. I know I've studied and trained as a psychotherapist. I know there's blood, sweat, and tears that's gone into this, to my profession for years. But somebody who has essentially just sat back and allowed other women to go out there and make money by sex with strangers, and he's just taking the money, wouldn't really give somebody who has a true sense of self-worth and a true sense of who they are genuine pride and genuine satisfaction in terms of who they are and what they've accomplished.
Okay. So when when somebody has a job and they have insurance, life insurance, a 401k, health insurance, taxes, what's different between somebody working at Walmart and Dollar Tree? What's the difference? Because essentially, when somebody has a 401k, if you don't know what that is, you look it up. But I will tell you that a 401k, they invest your money. Life insurance, they invest your money. You give it to them. You have to pay a fee for that. You have to pay a fee for having a fucking job in America. You have to pay your country to fucking work. What's the difference between that and having a pimp? For somebody saying, oh, no, 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 I'll hold your money for you and then I'll pay the taxes, or you could pay the taxes, and then we'll invest your money. In 30 years, we'll give it back to you. What the fuck is the difference between that and having a pimp? At least the pimp knows you. At least you could see the pimp, touch the pimp, smell the pimp every day. The people who are doing this, taking your money, making you, forcing, t- you want to use the word extortion. Taxes in America is real extortion because, motherfucker, if you don't pay taxes, bitch, I'm gonna put you in jail. You will not be able to see your children. You will not be able to eat without my permission, sleep without my permission, fuck without my permission, wash your ass without my permission. That's what you call extortion. This nigga's not extorting his bitches. They could leave whenever they want. They don't want to because they don't feel like it because they're grown adults. They're grown ass women who wanted to sell their body on purpose because they want to. And they need somebody to give them information. And the person they're getting information from is a person who, if they give them the right information, they're going to thrive in life. If they give them the wrong information, they can still thrive. But if they don't have the information, the likelihood of them dying or being incarcerated is much higher. And women take that risk because they know that they need a pimp. And if they don't have a pimp, they're not going to be as successful because typically people who receive money in their hand every day don't handle it well. Okay? That's normal. These are normal situations. And because it's illegal and it's mainly black people doing it, it's, it's the devil.
He is in this sort of ego state of the illusion of, yes, I've done so well in my life, I've got XYZ, I have a business. This is all his ego. And often narcissists do function very much within this false self that they've created off of using other people, and they're very disconnected from their true self, that true inner person that they are, that's very buried and likely very damaged underneath. So this persona that he's created is just a false self. It's a false self. He really doesn't know really who he is, because if he did, he wouldn't feel good about extorting money from women who are being used, and he also wouldn't lie. He's not in touch with his true self.
So what's more important to you, love or money?
Money's more important to me. Money is the root of all evil. And I love money.
So I will say this. I don't know why the fuck that nigga said that stupid ass shit. Those three things don't go together at all. What's more important to you, love or money? Money. Money's the root of all evil. I love money. Okay? You gotta be drunk to say some dumbass shit like that, because none of those things have anything to do with the question. With the question. If you say, what's more important than you, love or money, and somebody says, love, you know, I love love, because love, you know, love is the root of all evil. I love love. Wouldn't you think they were drunk or high? So it's no real good question. It's no real good outcome. There was no good answer or potential for him to answer that well because he was drunk already. Didn't I tell you? Yes, my girl painted that. It's a koi fish. It's beautiful. Let's get back to it.
I know what to do with it.
Love for money is what pushes pimps to break boundaries of legal money.
And I have so many females across this United States that I've showed the game to, and they're still living right now, and they're making money. They have their own homes, cribs, and everything.
Really, anyone who is secure within themselves, who really and truly is secure within themselves, they don't need to prove, and they don't need to talk so much about their accomplishments.
So what are you proudest of in your life?
What am I proud of?
What?
I'm proud of my achievement. I'm proud to be here on earth, you know, for the grace of God, you know. He's first from everything, you know. But I'm glad that my achievements, you know, I own my own company. I don't have to pimp no more. I don't have to be mistreated. You know, I have my own everything. I have my own crib, my own company, you know, and I'm functioning well. Legit money. There's nothing like legit money, you know.
You don't have to do it, but you still do.
Well, I have a lot of girls to help me now, you know. I ain't gonna turn down no money because I deserve it, you know, by being in the game so long, you know what I mean? Yeah.
He deserves it because he's been in the game for so long, but he also equally at the same time is saying that there's nothing like legit money, and he has his own business now and he's not pimping anymore. So it's very unclear as to whether he's pimping or whether he's not pimping. Seems like maybe he's receiving money from women that are still prostituting. It's very unclear. It's sort of like a little foggy here. But it's interesting that he thinks that he deserves it. Although he's got money, he's got legit money, he's got business, he still thinks that he deserves money.
Wait a minute. I've been watching this for a minute, 21 minutes and 54. This is one of the baddest women that I've seen in a very long time. And I stay in California, Los Angeles to be exact, unfortunately. But this motherfucker got the African lips, the nose. She got some big ass eyes, beautiful eyebrows. She just, the complexion, just, just designed by God. Just designed by God very carefully. We got 10 minutes of this thing left. Come on, man. Let's run through it.
Women who are prostituting themselves for no reason. He's doing nothing, but he's just somehow receiving this money, and he thinks that he deserves that. We deserve things that we work for, really, in life. things that are worth having in life and that we feel proud to have are the things that we've worked the most hardest for. And he's not really worked or done anything to have money just been given to him. So it's quite entitled.
They don't deserve. Okay, come on, let's fucking baby. Let's baby. No, so what we do have to understand is he did have to work for the information that he sells to these women. We cannot just skate past the fact that she, again, like I said in the last video, part one, she did admit that he helps these women in life or death situations and he helps them become more marketable because they are going to prostitute anyway because they were already usually they were prostitutes prior to meeting, their pimp. Most pimps don't have a whole stable of turnouts, and what a turnout is a woman that was never a participant in the prostitution game. Most pimps have women that have been a prostitute for another pimp or have prostituted themselves by themselves prior. So we have to understand that most women already wanted to prostitute before, and because of that, they sought. Bro, are you fucking kidding me? Can you be quiet? Stop. Nah. Nah. Play with your toy. I'm almost done. So you can't keep putting it on this nigga because women came to find him or they got convinced to keep prostituting, but with some instructions that would make them more successful. Uh, but to say a pimp does nothing when she already admitted that pimps help prostitutes in life or death situations, I think life or death situations is the most important thing in life. Escaping a or death situation with your life. So at the end of the day, she already admitted that a pimp does a lot. If anything, a pimp does everything. Okay, a pimp does everything by helping a woman in a life or death situation. That's kind of like a doctor. Don't doctors help people? Who else helps people in life or death situations? Pillars of the community, police, doctors, politicians. That's life or death situations. So you're saying a pimp is like a doctor, but doctors don't have to do anything to get the information to be a doctor? That doesn't even make sense. That makes zero sense. So you're saying that a pimp is a man who helps women at the very least in a life or death situation on a daily basis, but he does nothing? Where do you think he got this information from? Nowhere? No, he had to go through something to get that information. That's why she's paying him. Because if she doesn't pay him, she will have no one to get the information from in a life or death situation. Isn't that the most important thing in life? Look at this nigga. Why you crying, bro? This nigga's a bitch. This nigga's a bitch. This nigga's a bitch. Stop crying. Why you crying, man? Chill out, bro. He's just mad because he's not a pimp. You want to be the pimpin'? You want to be the pimpin'? You want to pimp dada? You want to pimp dada? You want to be a pimp dada? You want to be a pimp dada? You want to nana? You want to crack? You want to dada? You want to dada? You want to mana? There you go. You want to be the pimp dada? You want to be a pimp dada? You're going crazy. You're gonna make me knock you out, little sucker. Okay, let's finish this foolishness. Square ass shit. So I can
What
drink.
kind of girls do you look for?
I look for the honest ones, the ones that's loyal. You know, you gotta mess with the girl to like you, not the one you like. The one you like, then you gonna hear you, hell no, maybe later. But the one that like you never hear them say no. It's more easier to function and operate.
The best girls to have as prostitutes are the girls that are honest, of course, because no pimp is going to want a prostitute who's going to be taking money on the side and not giving them all of their income. But
No, because no pimp wants to go to jail for the rest of their life dealing with somebody that's a liar. Because if women go in the streets and they lie, typically If a woman's gonna lie to you, if she's not honest, she's gonna lie to the John. And you don't want the woman lying to the money because nobody likes to be lied to. And if a woman's gonna lie to get their money in a criminal situation, the nigga who's buying her pussy is a criminal as well. And what we have to expect from a criminal is everything. So if she's gonna lie to you, she's gonna lie to the John. And lying to a stranger who's also committing criminal activities could end in the police being called, or death, or violence. So it's not just about the pimp. He wants to be with an honest woman for her own protection.
It was that the ones that like you, not the ones that you like, they're the most easiest to control. He knows this. He explicitly is saying that the best prostitutes to have are the ones that like you because then they'll do anything for you. They're easy. He didn't say easy to control. He said easier to function with, but basically means functioning with him means being submissive to him.
That's a man. That's what men want. All men want control over their women. And if they don't, they're not a man.
Functioning with him means him being in control. So essentially, it means the one that he can manipulate, the one that he can control.
The one that he can teach. The one that if he gives them information, they're not gonna reject it, because if they reject information, it could land him in jail, or get killed. So if this woman doesn't like him, then she's not gonna listen to his information. Then she's gonna be in a messed up situation. She's gonna be at harm's way. So it's easier to teach somebody that you can relate to, because they're more receptive to the information. If she doesn't like him and she's just interested in the money, and she's not interested in making him happy, she's not interested in elevating her game, she's not interested in impressing him. If she's not interested in doing a good job and giving it her all, then the likelihood of her taking in all the information is lower. She could be put in more danger if she doesn't like him, if she's not into him, if she doesn't think that he's a real man. If those things don't happen, she's gonna be putting herself in a bad situation. And we have to take something out of RIP Simple the Peace book. Most discrepancies happen in the game because of, number one, the wrong instructions. Number two, no instructions. And number three, disobedience to instructions. I said it wrong. Number one is no instructions. Number two is the wrong instructions, which is also no instructions. And number three, disobedience to instructions. It doesn't matter if that woman has the right instructions if she doesn't have a passion for her pimp. Even if she cares about her own life, it's not about being selfish in the situation. It's about you actually wanting to pay a pimp and make him happy. If you don't like that pimp, you shouldn't be with his ass. Just like in a marriage. Just like in a marriage, you might not be in love and all of that, but it is about sustaining and going to the next level. But let's get it.
What's the longest one of your girls has been with you?
I always get a 5, 10, 7, 8, 9 year run out of.
That's great.
I've got one now I've had a 30-year run out of.
Wow.
She's going to say something as if she doesn't know what's going on. But Mark, I know Mark. Mark seems like he despises most of the people he interviews. He's not encouraging this guy to be a pimp. Him saying that's great was more so to get him to keep talking and to give him more details. He wasn't congratulating him. He wasn't saying that it was good. Mark is a white man. Mark is a sneak dissing ass nigga. Mark, he has his little secret elitist white people ways of, reacting, as far as him having defense mechanisms. Him saying that's great to me was either saying you monkey mouth, spear chucking piece of shit. Him saying that's great, that's what I heard. Him saying you Kool-Aid drinking, chicken eating you probably got some of my people out there on the blade. That's what Mark was saying. He didn't say that's great, like, you know what? You out there killing it, baby. You said you got what? You said you didn't have that bitch I got now like 5 years. Well, let me hold $20 in there. He didn't mean it like that. That's not what he meant at all. Him saying that's great was pretty much him saying that he was offended.
That little bit of silence is really interesting. That even the interview,
Here, come here.
9 to 10 years run I've got out of them. He's referring to girls like they're animals. Oh, like they've got a racehorse. I've got 10-year run out of this horse. I've got a 10-year
Come
run
on,
out
watch
of
this
this
shit
dog.
with that. You better shut your
The
mouth.
interview's response was interesting.
You better close your mouth.
Oh, that's great. Why is it great? We're talking about pimping women.
Pimping
women
is great.
prostituting themselves.
No, I'm just playing.
And I'm not saying that all prostitutes are vulnerable.
Yes, you are.
and
You just said that. You said that a
naive.
lot.
I'm not saying that.
Stop,
there are
Dada.
many prostitutes that choose
Dada,
that for
don't
a
kick
living
my
and
drink,
they don't
Dada.
care. And that's what they want. That's what they want to do. They fully are conscious of that.
Wait, what?
Profession that they've chosen.
What?
I will try.
What?
And I'm not saying that all prostitutes are vulnerable and naive. I'm not saying that. There
Yes.
are many prostitutes that choose that for a living and they don't care. And that's what they want. That's what they want to do. They fully are conscious of that profession that they've chosen. But
No. Not but. Not but. And, because but means you fucked up. There are many prostitutes who are fully aware of what they want to do and the consequences behind what they want to do. So that means that they're choosing to make money, which is a job. Why is it wrong for somebody to say, I want to do this job, but I would like to have a manager? That's what a job offers. A job, when you get with a large corporation, they offer you the opportunity to have consistent work and pretty much not have to manage yourself and worry about what the upper people have to worry about. You don't have to worry about corporate problems. Just go out there, get the money, bring it back, and I put you in position to get some more the next day. That's like if somebody was selling peanuts on the street and they're like, man, I get to keep all this money. I get to spend this, do this, do this, do this. I get to work my own hours. But I just can't seem to keep it together. And somebody's like, hey, you selling peanuts? I work for Planters, bro. They could let you could set up your own little store in the mall. You could sell your peanuts too. But it's, you gotta pay a tax. It's gonna be a kiosk. You gotta do this, and you can only work from there to there. Oh, for real, man? I've been doing this for a long time. I've been wanting to do this. I just never had to. So if it's okay for a prostitute to sell her body, why is it not okay for her to have a manager if she feels like she can't handle all the CEO positions? She can't handle all the positions of being the accountant, the GM, the regular manager, the assistant manager, the fry cook. She got flipped. She has to, flip the burgers, cook the buns, take the money, fix the register, sweep the floor, get the lobby, work the drive-through. All she has to do is just stand outside and flip the sign and then make the burger. The pimp just does the rest. That's all she has to do. Show some leg and possibly, give some head. But other than that, the pimp does everything else. And if she gets in a tight situation, the pimp has to handle that. If she goes to jail, she only has to do 30 days. But if you think a pimp if you think a pimp does nothing, why do you think the government thinks that a pimp deserves everything when it comes to going to jail? Because pimps go to jail for 20, 30 years, at least 10. A pimp going to jail for more than a year is a lot in comparison to a prostitute only going to jail for less than 2 weeks for prostitution. A year. So you're talking about literally 36 times more time. If it's 52 weeks in a month, I mean it's 52 weeks in a year, and a prostitute's only gonna get a week, and a pimp is gonna get more than a year. That's 52 times more of a punishment. And pimps actually get sometimes 100, 200 years. Not for any abuse, not for anything that a woman didn't want to do, but because she couldn't be a prostitute and she wanted to be the best prostitute she could be, so she chose a pimp. Why is that illegal? To give somebody information to be a safer, more effective, better version of what they were already going to be. That doesn't make any fucking sense. The woman can make the choice, but a man can't have it. A woman can be a sex worker, but a man can't be a manager. That's sad.
I'll challenge that, to be quite honest,
And you're
because
supposed to be a feminist. 9 times out of 10, she's a feminist.
actually deep down,
That's not right.
they will be vulnerable. There'll be a very vulnerable place that is within them that pushes their behaviour towards degrading themselves, essentially not really valuing themselves over money or sex. So
I think if a woman doesn't have a pimp and she sells her body, then she doesn't value herself and she's degrading herself. Because how can you participate in a team sport and you're the only one on the team? How could you put yourself in harm's way without anybody guiding you? Even doctors need therapy. Even therapists need therapy. Even the president has counsel. So why do you think you could do one of the most dangerous jobs besides being in the military as a woman, exposing yourself to hundreds of men a month, and you don't need any guidance? You don't think that's dumb? Not only is it dangerous, it's illegal. Every situation is a life or death situation. Every situation. And you don't think she should be paying somebody who has the information to keep them out of harm's way? What, do you hate women or something like that? I think no woman should be in a life or death situation without a man, especially when they're dealing with hundreds of men. I think that's dumb. I think you're retarded if you don't think you need a man who has the information to keep you out of harm's way in a life or death situation, and you're doing this hundreds of times a month. Some women run dates 10 times a day for 30 days every day. And you don't think that a woman needs a manager? That's silly. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes because I'm supposed to do my pod.
anyway, that little dialogue was really bizarre because it sounded like they were talking about animals. And the interviewer was kind of congratulating him for having had a pimp that's lasted for had a prostitute that's lasted for so long. I think that is also indicative of the charm and manipulation of these pimps, that even the interviewer is almost condoning the behavior.
We already spoke on that. No, he's not. Let's just look past. I'm gonna skip this part. You just wasting my time at this point saying that goofy ass shit. You know what he was doing. If I knew what he was doing, you know what he was doing.
Shadowing out the nefarious activities and twisting what they do to make it seem like they're actually doing a noble thing. They're helping these girls. Well, if they really were helping them, then why would they not help them off the street? Why would they not help them to make their own businesses?
Because that's what they want to do. Why would they not help them off the street? Why are you acting like these women are just homeless? Like these bitches just live in boxes under the bridge? That's what they want to do. They want to be prostitutes. They don't want to do anything but prostitute. They don't want to sell drugs. They don't want to sing. They don't want to go to school. The prostitutes with a pimp generate about $1 million a year, right? On a slow year. Prostitutes make around $1 million a year, $5,000 to $12,000 a day. That's not unheard of, okay? 5 to 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. Let's just say that. I don't know. I've never, but they can get themselves off the street after 3 months with the game. They don't want to. Do you think that somebody who gets $1 million in revenue and gives it to somebody else and has the information to get a husband that's a politician or an athlete or a rapper or these elite men, they don't want that. They have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and money to do anything. They don't want anything but to be pimped on. They chose this man over millions of dollars because if they get raped, if they get harmed, if they get beat up, they can't heal those situations. They can't take themselves out of those negative situations by themselves. It's impossible. They can't bond themselves out. They can't console themselves. They need a man. They need a team. They need a squad. They need a leader. They need somebody to alleviate that pain. They need a man. They want a man. Not because they're missing anything, not because they didn't grow up without a father. Some people, there's women that if you would have went to the same school equivalent to an American school out here, if you would have went to UCLA, I can guarantee you some of your little friends would have got knocked by some pimps. And they would have used their psychology degree to pay that pimp and seduce these tricks and get that money. They would have done it with a smile on their face. Not because they were coerced or extorted or threatened. Nothing. Because some women, why do some women like short men? Why do some women like tall men? Why do some women like broke men? Because that's just what some women want to do. Why don't you help them get off the street? You have to have a sincere desire for you to change your life. If they sincerely wanted to not be a prostitute, they would have sincerely not been a prostitute. In America, there's lots of resources. It's actually, in a lot of states and situations, it's more conducive for a woman and incentivized for a woman to be a single mother than to be married to a man with a regular job. You can get a house. You can call 1-800 car for kids and get a car. You can get free food. You can get free education. You can get free everything if you get a nigga to get you pregnant, as opposed to staying with a man and being held accountable and expected to maintain your weight and your hygiene and not use profanity and be feminine, submissive, and listen to instructions and take other people into account besides your own fucking badass kids. Some women don't want to be a wife with some instructions, with a leader, with a protector, with a king. Some women want to be renegades and live on Section 8 and not have the opportunity to save money and fuck around and not have a real man in their arms every day, hugging them and not have to and not have the luxury of being able to speak to a man and heal and feel the healing energy of masculinity. They want to stay on the phone with their little baby daddy, baby mama friends and talk about stupid shit. Some women like dumb shit. That's why some women don't have pimps. Because they want to be renegade. They want to be adversarial to order. That's why. Why don't you just help them off the street? Because they love being hoes. They love prostitution. And they understand the only thing better than loving something by yourself is loving it with somebody else who loves it just as much as you and helping you be the best at what you're doing in a way that's going to protect your life. That's why they don't help them just get out the street.
help them to build their self-esteem up and have legitimate ways of making money, so they're not sleeping around with different men and only seeing their value for their sexual appeal or their body.
What? Okay. I'm just gonna do this. Why don't you say the same thing to women that have husbands?
So I kind of feel like the interviewer is also losing the reality and buying into this illusion that this pimp is creating.
And of course, degrading language like they're animals and things. It is. Women call each other bitches all the time.
Well, what is the basis of the pimp and prostitute relationship? Is it she needs to like you? She needs to find you attractive?
She's gotta like you. And when they give you your money, when they give you their money, you know they like you. That's the ones you keep on your side. If they don't like you, when it come time for a touchdown, they're gonna fumble the ball.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to the touchdown, they're gonna fumble the ball. It's not clear. You see the square. You can't even understand basic. It doesn't. It's not clear if this is a metaphor. It's very clear if it's a metaphor. You think they're at a fucking football game playing football? It's very clear. Or he's just saying something. When it comes to the touchdown, then they're not gonna score. Okay, well we'll do it like this. This fucking baby, I swear to God. We'll do it like this. So what he's saying is they're not gonna do what needs to be done. They're not gonna give it their all. They're not going to break the trick for everything. They're not gonna put in the time. They're not gonna put in the effort. They're not gonna stay down. They're gonna get out of pocket. They're gonna be disobedient. Okay? It also means that here, Dada, cause you're annoying me. Eat this avocado real quick. It also means that when it's time, and you can't lay down and eat it, sit up. When it's time for them to, let's say if they get in a sticky situation like they have to deal with the police, when it comes to touchdown, that means not saying anything incriminating. You know what I mean? Touchdown. That means when you could maximize a money potential to get money, you do it. You don't just fold. Or when somebody, like I said, when another pimp tries to take the girl away from him, you stay in pocket. And when adversity comes, come on, why you acting slow, man? Lay down. When adversity comes, you don't fold. That's what it means. See these European people that's totally influenced by white culture keep on trying to come to our culture, which there's no real white pimps in America. So because it's not controlled by Europe, it's bad. It's horrible. It's nigga shit. Nigga shit's bad. Black, yeah. Does he mean that the ones that don't like him will not give him their money, therefore they don't know how to be in the game correctly? No. It's not. What is it? Let me see what this motherfucking. This doesn't mean anything like that. I don't know what the fuck this motherfucker's talking about. It's not clear what this means. Where he blames the woman.
Yeah.
Nobody can duplicate my style. And my swag been around for a long, long time all over the country. I go way back with every pimp you might know. I know every pimp in the country, and my name is impeccable. You mentioned Pimp Johnny Dollar, they gonna say that's a good guy, that's my man. There'll never be no dirt.
I just find that quite arrogant, purely also because there are other pimps like him flamboyantly dressed, holding goblets, pimping out women. Not really quite sure that it's such an original swagger. Which is why, again, I talk about the narcissistic false self, this false presentation. Narcissists, because they are so deeply wounded.
So let me see. Love and vulnerability.
No good, no intentions.
100% right.
Wait. She said something.
All kind of problems, you did. That's that like you and gonna do everything and keep you right. But you rather mess with this pretty girl over here that's giving you all kind of problems, you did. That's how the world goes. Not just with the pimp and the whole game. A lot of people have a tendency to right people they're supposed to treat right, that's loyal and dedicated, they overlook it and they treat the other people right. That'll mean them no good, no intentions.
100% right. He's completely right. Because why? Because love and affection makes us vulnerable. It's a risk. Love is a risk. You put your heart out there and you run the risk of getting hurt. You run the risk of getting it wrong, getting your heart broken.
Stop acting stupid, man.
And yeah, you will do
Turn over.
anything for the person that you think that you love or that you love, right? And that leads to heartbreak. So he's right. He's saying that, to be a pimp, you don't go for the girls that you like. You have to go for the girls that you don't like, that they like you. So that what? You're not vulnerable?
No, okay. This is something, and I think I'm gonna just stop it here because this shit's annoying, bro, and this baby wants attention. So, Sinful to P, RP, he said pretty much the opposite thing. He said, you don't go for what your dick wants, you go for what the trick wants, right? Which means, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You don't want to just constantly get women that you like, right? That you find attractive. Women that have the personality that you want. You want to go for somebody that's marketable. It doesn't even matter if you are physically attracted to them all the way 100%. If you know that that woman can get some money, that's what you go for. What he's talking about more so is saying that was, to be honest, that was kind of like a trickish statement, because it doesn't matter if you personally like the woman or not. It doesn't matter if you personally like the woman or not. I'm gonna just stick for what I said. You should, because it would be like harder for you to actually give her information to protect her. If you there, it shouldn't be like, oh wow, I just like this woman so much. She could just manipulate me and tell me whatever because you're the pimp and that's what you have the game for. So you don't get manipulated easily by a woman. So it's for him to say, oh, you don't get a woman that you like too much because you'll let her get away with murder. No, nigga, like, why would you say some shit like that? If you like the girl, that's more so for the squares, bro. If you like the girl too much, or she's so physically attractive that you can't control yourself, you shouldn't be around her. Like, first of all, just control yourself. Understand that she's not as important as the information you have to give her. So for him to say that that you having a woman that you like is gonna put you in a vulnerable state, that's not a part of what part of the game is that, bro? You only want to be around bitches that you can't stand. I mean, that is a part of any relationship. You know what I mean? Like, if just the psychology of it is whoever likes the person. My bad. The baby had an accident on the bed. He didn't shit. He smeared avocado all over this. Whoever likes the person more has the least power. If this is a whole situation where the man is supposed to be the leader and the woman is supposed to be the student, why would the student have more power than the teacher? That doesn't make any sense. So, let's say it was like a square, because if you're perceiving it from a from a square standpoint, I can understand. But why would you want the person who's supposed to be your subordinate to have more power than you? that doesn't make sense. You can't do your job effectively at that point. We only got 4 more minutes left, so I'm gonna just go ahead and let this shit ride out.
You're not open to heartbreak, and you are in control.
So what are you proudest of in your life?
What am I proud of? I'm proud of my achievement. I'm proud to be here on earth, from the grace of God, He's first from everything, But I'm glad
I mean, he's read a God reference to God, and he's saying he's first with everything. It is possible for, of course, anyone to have a deep faith in God, and I can never comment, no matter how much I may disagree with anyone's moral compass in life and their decisions, their choices in life, but I will never be able to comment on someone's spirituality, really, because anyone doing all sorts of things in life always has the ability to love God, have a relationship with the divine, have their own spiritual practice. So it's, it seems like quite authentic when he's saying that. But I do doubt whether God comes first or whether money comes first. Okay, so I've sort of finished commenting on the video. He's such an interesting character. So much flat emotion, so little empathy and emotion and insight into the nefarious aspect of what he's doing, and really believe.
I don't really give a fuck, but I just want to say this. This is one of the baddest. This is one of the most beautiful women I've seen in a very, very long time. Especially one of her nationality or ethnicity, what have you. I don't agree with anything that she said in this video. Very little. The only thing that I agree with that she said in this video is what she agreed with the pimping. So, like I said, I don't dislike this woman. I don't hate her. She's not my enemy. I don't want anybody to do anything to her. Nothing. I wish her all the success from the world. She just simply doesn't know what she's talking about. She's talking about a subculture that is a secret society. Okay, and just like all secret societies and most subcultures, you're not supposed to know everything. You're not even supposed to know the tip of the iceberg. And I gave you the tip of the iceberg because I'm not even in that secret society. You get what I mean? So for somebody to judge a secret society off of what they heard of on the internet and $23 books is wrong. Okay, just like I was watching this comedian with my woman last night, and she said, how come when he does impressions of Mexicans, it sounds like cartoon characters? And the guy was a dark guy, thick southern accent from the south, obviously. And I said, Alejandro, do you think this guy actually has been around Mexicans? You think he grew up around Mexicans? And that's when it clicked. That's why people treat people like that. Because their first impression, which is the last impression, has come through the media. And the media comes from people who want to kill you. So why would they introduce you to an authentic version of anybody or anything on the media when they want you to automatically either kill yourself or kill these other people, destroy these other people when when you see them? Why do you think nobody has a good perception of black people? Because a lot of these places where they can afford a TV, where there's black people in media, we're depicted as animals. That's why. Because people are being shown the worst versions of each other. Because because the people want there to be hate where there is none and where it doesn't belong. Prostitution has been going on and it's always going to be going on. And where there's a prostitute, where there's one prostitute, there needs to be, well, where there's 10 prostitutes, there needs to be at least one pimp. Nobody should be doing anything criminal at all by themselves. No woman should be having 300 sex partners in a year and not have a man to protect them, whether it be with the knowledge, wisdom, or understanding, or whether it be with their own emotions or that knowledge that we call the game. Okay? I don't want anybody to be ex-trafficked. I don't want anybody to be raped, kidnapped, robbed, beaten, killed. I don't want any of that. And the best way to prevent that is for a man to preside over a woman in these types of situations. That's all. That's all. That's it. But that's all I gotta say, man. Uh, Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you comment in the comment section if you agree or you disagree. Like I said, I don't have any negative energy towards Miss Trikāya Psychology. I actually think physically she's a beautiful person. Mentally, she might be a beautiful person as well. If she's making this video to help people, yeah, she's a beautiful person. If she's making this video just so she can get some clout and talk down about black men, then fuck her. But I'm pretty sure she made this video to help people and give clarity on why they shouldn't be prostitutes. But I think every woman is a prostitute, and I think all women should be prostitutes because that's just the nature of God. That's just law. All right, it's Aaron Moses. I'm the bang, you the bang, we the bang together. Man, life's in the breath. Breathe it in, gang. Peace. Bang.